When it comes to skills and backgrounds in Starfield, it'll come at no surprise when these are the key building blocks for your character. Whether you're an intrepid explorer charting new worlds and uncovering hidden civilizations, or you're a cunning space mercenary traversing the stars in search of fame and fortune, whatever the path you choose, your background and skills will become the foundation of your legend. Today we're going to be diving into the backgrounds and skill trees that Starfield have to offer, helping you pick out those key crucial aspects of your character so when day one comes, you're not spending hours on it, you're going straight into the game. Let me know in the comments below, what backgrounds and skill sets are you thinking of going with? Now let's jump straight into it. At the start of character creation, you're going to be given the option to choose your background. This is going to be giving you a set of 3 skills to get your journey going. So far we've only seen 16 different backgrounds as well as several of them with accompanying skills. I'm not going to be showing any of the 2022 showcase ones as a lot of them have already been updated. Are you looking to be an explorer? Well, with this background you're getting the starting skills of lasers, astrodynamics and surveying. With the laser skill, it's going to be giving you an increased amount of damage your energy weapons deal. And with this skill being a tier 1 skill, it's not super crucial that you miss out on this. I'll be touching on this a bit later in the video. With the skill Astrodynamics, you're going to be getting certain buffs in terms of fuel and jump distances in your ship's gravity drive. And whether you're scanning creatures or resources on the surface of the planet, the surveying skill is going to be giving you a buff to boost your efforts and making the task easier to complete, which is going to relate back to how many scans you need to do to hit that 100% mark. Another key thing you can take away from the backgrounds is the coloring of the skill. As you see with the laser symbol, it is red, which means by choosing this skill, it's going to be opening up the combat skill tree for you. And with the astrodynamics and also the surveying being blue, it means it's going to be opening up the science skill tree. Which is why picking the correct background for your character is very crucial. Another background we can take a look at is the Diplomat. And what we can see with this is the starting skills have a very similar color. Another way we can distinguish which tree the skill relates to is also the shape of the symbol. As you can see, Persuasion and Commerce both have the same hexagon symbol. This is going to be relating it back to the social tree. And then when we look at Wellness, we can see that as an upside down coffin. This means it's going to be coming from the physical tree. So when the color isn't going to help you, the symbols will. Now when we're looking at the Persuasion skill, this is a mechanic that has been massively overhauled compared to the previous titles, with now it becoming some sort of minigame what consists of several turns, which each of these turns you are required to spend speech points to advance the conversation to the next point. But by picking up the Persuasion skill, you're going to be able to get more points to spend to make the speech challenges easier. Now moving on to Commerce, this skill itself is going to give the player somewhat of the ability to start their own business in the settled systems. A little is known about this gameplay mechanic, but you can probably always make sense that this is also going to be tipping into some sort of bartering system as well. The last skill that you get with Diplomat is called Wellness. This is a tier 1 skill that is simply increase the overall pool of your health. Nothing more, nothing less. So the one thing you can take away from the Diplomat background is the fact that you're going to be opening up the social skill tree by 2, which is going to allow for quicker progress down that skill line if that's what you're interested in. When looking at the Cyberneticist, we can see that it's got 3 different symbols and 3 different colors, which is meaning that each of these skills are from individual skill trees. So by picking up this background, you're going to be an equal distribution across 3 different skill trees. And that is not to say that that is a negative thing, because the skills that you're actually getting from this background are very useful. When looking at the medicine skill, we can see that as a blue. We understand what blue is, it means it's from science, but another way we can tell again is with the symbol shape of it being oval. This is a very straightforward skill and it just improves how much healing you get when you use a med pack. With the skill security, you can see that it's a new color, which is purple. This color relates back to the technology skill tree, which I'm going to touch on very shortly. Arguably one of the most important skills in Starfield, this is going to allow you to use the Digipick, Starfield's version of the lockpick. Because at the end of the day, we all know that the best weapons, armor and secrets are always locked behind those doors we can't get through. Similar to the Cyberneticist, we have the Cyber Runner. This also has 3 different skills from 3 different trees. And if you're a bit of a stealthy thief, this one is going to be perfect for your type of gameplay. Now with the stealth skill, it's going back to the physical tree. This skill capitalizes on you being hidden and undetected to deal additional damage. And there's not much else to it. You hide, you hit, they die. Now it doesn't take much imagination to try and understand what the skill theft is about. And as you can guess, it is pickpocketing. This is a tier 1 skill from the social tree. It's It's going to improve what you can steal, what you can put in the back of others' pockets, and also the chances of you being discovered. So what's the best way to utilize Cyber, you ask? Well, obviously by putting live grenades in people's back pockets. Don't judge me. If you ever have classified yourself as being a shit cook at home, don't worry, because Starfield has your back with the chef background, allowing you to become that true culinary master. Again, what we can see with this background, it is taking 2 skills from the social and 1 skill from combat. Now, the idea of gastronomy is centered around cooking and brewing, which will grant you stat boosts and healing with the food that you make. And with each new rank in gastronomy, the available number of recipes for the player is also going to increase, which takes me to the skill of scavenging. This is going to be increasing the amount of items you find in containers and potentially increasing the rarity of those items at higher skill levels, which is going to help you find those unique resources to help you create these meals that have more unique boosts and healing effects. And the last skill that we have for the chef background is dueling. This skill is all about getting up close and personal with your melee weapons, and it's going to be giving you extra damage boosts when using them. So as a collective, you kind of see why they're chosen, because they're very fitting for this purpose of being a chef. Another key thing we can take away from the background choices is how it unlocks unique dialogue options. For instance, when you walk up to Marquis Sutherland and you have yourself the Beast Hunter background, it's going to unlock a unique dialogue option that's only associated to that background. And as you can see here, being a Beast Hunter, it's going to allow you to get double the money for doing this quest. And this will be applicable to all the backgrounds that you can get in Starfield. Outside of backgrounds, the way to obtain skills is by leveling up. And for those who aren't fully aware about how leveling in RPGs work, it's simply through doing quests and killing things. Now, with the skill points that you get, you're going to be inputting them into the skill trees. And when you do this, you're going to notice that every skill tree has 4 different tiers. Tier 1 is a free tier. This means that you don't need any allocation points to actually unlock the skills. But when you're going from tier 1 to tier 2, you're going to need to have at least 4 skills allocated in your tier 1 to unlock it. And then from tier 2 to tier 3 you need 6, and then from tier 3 to tier 4 you need 8. As we look a bit closely at the skill trees, we can see that we have 5. The physical tree is going to be covering such aspects such as your carry capacity, your damage resistance, how much health you have, your stealth, and also your hand-to-hand combat. There's the social tree, which covers NPC dialogue options, bartering systems, there's some scavenger stuff in there too, and also your leadership skills to help you build those relationships with your companions. We have the combat tree, which is all about big damage, big weapons, big explosions. We have the science tree, which is all based around the medicines, researching, crafting, obtaining resources, and being more efficient in that general area. And for the last tree, we have tech. This is all going to be based around your spaceship customization. We're talking about bigger cargo holds, advanced weaponry, warp drives, and your little booster pack that you get so you don't have to walk everywhere. When you unlock a skill, you're going to notice it's got 4 ranks, with the first rank being free from when you've unlocked it. Now, for you to progress through these ranks, you're going to need to complete challenges. These challenges can be found at the bottom left side of your skill description. For example, with the intimidation skill, you can see that we need to successfully intimidate 5 different people for us to move to rank 2. And it goes the exact same thing from rank 2 to rank 3 to rank 3 to rank 4, but the number just gets larger. It may not be difficult, but I can see some of these may get a bit tedious. As we don't know what the level cap for Starfield is yet, I would say be a bit more careful with early to mid game skill allocations. By committing to a couple of skill trees, it's going to allow you to get to those tier 3, tier 4 skills faster. Those are the skills that we're wanting to look for, as they're going to be a lot more valuable than the tier 1, tier 2s. Looking at the skill tree and skills overall, I really like how in depth they've gone this time around. They have created this hybrid system that gives me a feeling between Fallout Shelter and Skyrim. It's very gameplay incentive based, which is really nice. You're not just looking for levels, you're actually looking to complete challenges within the skills. It's quite refreshing to see they haven't copy pasted too much of the assets they have to create the system. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the whole skill trees and the backgrounds and how they work. Is it something that you're going to enjoy? Is it something that you're going to get really frustrated with? For all of you that have made it this far in the video, I thank you for watching and sticking around. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, as there's plenty of more gas in the tank for Starfield. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.